how's it going? Hello, hi, things of the sort. Not very used to, making videos like this, if that makes sense. Um, but I've always really wanted to use YouTube more, if that makes sense. I'm sure it does. It's not a very complicated thing. You guys aren't fucking idiots. But, I mean, originally, when I very first wanted to do things on the internet, it comprised of YouTube. But that shifted. I started streaming. I got good at Apex, and that's mainly what I do. I stream Apex and Yu-Gi-Oh on Twitch. But I feel like I've just kind of left YouTube, like the thought of it completely behind, which it's not a feeling. I definitely did. A lot of my I say recent, uploads within the past year to 2 years are just really lazy things that I know I could just make quickly because I felt like I was leaving out YouTube. So I want to get on YouTube a bit more, do things on the site, and a few of the ideas that I've come up with are kind of similar to each other. Ooh, I need to put that pop filter on. I'm a loser. Hold on, my fault.
Oh my god!
Yeah, okay. um, Man, I'm sure that sucked. But two of the main ideas that I had could maybe look into a third, more video essay style, but that's not for way later. I wanted to discuss the idea of, you might know Ender TV underscore 0, known as Ender Wiggin back in the olden days. Um, Me and him have kind of thrown around the idea of making just kind of discussion videos together, but keeping them short. As you can see, there's Modern Warfare 3 on in the background. It's PC, it's cringe. I'm playing with frames and all that. And the vibe's a little different, but I wanted to just kind of recreate the weekly slap, if you know J-Schlatt. I have a feeling I just said that wrong. I know I didn't. I'm so used to people calling him like gay shat and shit. But if you know J-Schlatt, he has multiple channels, but one he's kind of put off and gone back to is the weekly slap. And what he'll do is he'll get a shitty microphone. He'll get like I believe he manages to play console lobbies of older Call of Duties from like Black Ops 2 and previous before the like engine overhaul they did or whatever. So and he'll typically answer, just comments. People will send in emails asking questions. A very It's a reflection of what he grew up with like Machinima Respawn and such, and Machinima Entertainment and all those types of things. And I respect the hell out of that. I think that is very cool, and I want to start doing it. Issue: I don't have comments, and if I don't have comments, there's definitely not going to be people that want to email me. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta figure out a way to work on that, and I feel like my best way to work on that would be with Ender, where we just discuss topics of, various things. We can go from like what went right with Apex Legends to what went wrong with like Marvel Rivals, in our opinion. Talk about things that, get you thinking. Not, you specifically, but get me thinking, and that's what I care about. I enjoy discussions that aren't just like people going, I don't know, you can think that, I guess. It's like, no, if you have an opinion, please tell me what it is and why maybe I should have the same. Even if I don't end up changing my mind, I'll respect that you tried, right? And he's very good at that. He's probably the most, like, conversational. Yeah, I think I used that right. I sound like a fucking idiot if I didn't. He's the most conversational person I know, by far. it doesn't have to just be Ender. I know a few more people, obviously. He's not the only one. But I feel like it's a type of series that would work best with him. Jay Knuckles, you might know him from either Twitch. If you came from Twitch, you know who both these people are, I'm sure. But he was somewhat prevalent back on my older YouTube videos, which I've unlisted most of them. Not deleted, because I know better, but they are unlisted and you guys are not getting those. But yeah, I can introduce Jay Knuckles into it. I'm gonna just call him Knuckles from here on because the J is it's just too much going on, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I could introduce Knuckles into it. We could talk about other things because they know like they have varying interests, right? I have probably more interests with Ender than I do with Knuckles just because of the type of person I am and how I approach things. Me and him are a little bit more similar. So the conversations are probably going to be a little bit smoother, which isn't always a good thing. Like, having to pause and think can be a good thing. And I feel like that would probably be more the case with Knuckles because we'd both be approaching conversations knowing the other person isn't fully aware of what, like, not what we're saying, but, like, what we mean and such. Um, I mean, I can talk about the video essay idea thing. Um, I think it would be more so based on not media per se, somewhat like in general theme it'd be about different media, stuff like that. But kind of what it did right on shaping how people enjoyed it, if that makes sense. Like, for example, and this could be a video that I do, you know, way later on down the line. Maybe I abandon this idea entirely, like I have with other YouTube ideas. Hopefully not, but who knows. The Y2K aesthetic on the internet specific scene. I find it very, very special because it was when the internet was really at its peak in terms of unchartedness, and the Y2K era in terms of just fashion and way of thinking outside of the internet was very expressive, very, very expressive, and I can't think of the right word for this, but I'll just say it was very expressive, and I think that's kind of a thing that is lost for the most part, but in a sense it's more special when you have it now because you're so not used to it now, right? Like, for example, the games I've specifically chosen that I would want to play for this type of series that I was just talking about, right? Not the type of series I'm talking about, like Y2K aesthetics. Like, obviously it's not just about Y2K aesthetics, but you get the point. Um, the discussion video things, I'd want to keep them all under 10 minutes because I feel like if it's over 10 minutes, that defeats the point of what I want to accomplish. Because I don't want anyone to have to, like, sit down for these types of videos. There's not going to be any face cam, there's no special editing, none of that. Because that's just not how it was, right? But I do still want it to feel right. And it's honestly a thing that I've figured out, and I always kind of had the feeling. But I'm playing all this on PC, right? Like, all of my games I play on PC, which means most of them are mouse and keyboard. The vibe is kind of just different. Like, it doesn't feel the same watching it, because I have it on in the background right now, just kind of like trying to pace myself to the gameplay a little bit, just for the first video. But, it just doesn't really the vibe is still similar, it's still there, it's a, you know, kind of mediocre sounding mic, it's an older Call of Duty, you know, all sorts of stuff. Honestly, I might even make sure the videos don't render past 1080p, maybe not even 72060, like maybe only to 72060, just for the vibe to stay what I want it to be. But like, I really want to make it work, you know? I was talking about something before, but I trailed off. Um, yeah, I'm excited for it. Ender's kind of a busier person than I am, that's for sure. He's also not the best at, communicating availability, which is, it's whatever, I guess. But, I'm excited. I really want to start doing more in general. I feel like I'm just kind of wasting my creativity because I've been streaming on Twitch for fucking what, 4 years? Nay, 5 years, I think, at this point. And it can sound, ungrateful, I guess, which if you want to take it that way, go right ahead. I don't really have anything to show for it. I I have an average of 1 viewer, statistically. I have 270 something followers, 3 of which, I'll say 4 of which will show up at least once a month. And I know it's a big ask, I gotta get 3 human beings with lives to not watch but stay tabbed in. Whatever, I'm going too far on this. This could be its own video, right? And I think I would end up doing a few of those videos by myself, because I have topics that nobody else is knowledgeable on, or I feel like wouldn't get the same sort of outcome as if I were to do it by myself. But again, kind of trailed off a little bit. It's whatever. I've really thought about trying to get into making music. It's a lot harder than it sounds in terms of figuring out how to not look like a fucking idiot. But there's a lot of talented YouTube producers. The more you look, the more you find. There's a guy named Circle, CRCL. Dude's really got it down. He's good at it. But there's a lot of music styles that are good. I like jazz a lot, except I would want to play jazz. I'd play drum set in jazz. And obviously you probably do the singing because fucking you don't have a choice, right? But I mean, grunge is good. A whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, that's something I'm really trying to understand. But it's hard to figure out where to start, you know? I've said quite a lot, huh? But no, I guess that's kind of it. I have like fucking 50 subscribers or some shit on this. It's whatever. I just kind of wanted to update. Mainly myself. I'm mainly making this for myself because, I mainly do most things for myself. But, yeah, I kind of wanted to put it out there that again, to myself, I really need to be more creative. I love being creative, and I think as people, that is what makes you a person, is how creative you can be mentally. You can be creative physically, it's a thing, it's hard to do, but it is real. And, just fucking talking about what I like, I feel like people don't really do that anymore. No one is like, I don't know, everything's so scripted and like paper, what's the word? Like mapped out. And everything has its place, right? That has its place, that's for sure. If you look at, for example, video essays that are about whatever, good video essays are supposed to be that way. That's kind of the point. But not everything has to be that way. And I just kind of wanted to bring that back. I'm gonna cut it here. I'm not gonna have you guys watch the remaining, minute and a half of this in silence. If you want to see more of me not talking to nobody, and instead talking to also nobody, but it's on Twitch instead, You can do that. It's the same user, you know, eggstv underscore. But yeah, that's about it. I'll see you, hopefully.